You imagine going to school and you find out your teacher just is YouTubing some shit the night before.
Actually,
think about it. Teachers do that shit all the time now.
It's never the night before. It's like 5 minutes before the lesson. Sometimes I'll keep the phone right next to me during the lesson, and I'll be like scrolling down. I'm like, oh yeah, that was right. And move my hand like this, not like that. And I go about my business. I do the same thing with Spanish. When a kid asks me how you say certain this and this in Spanish, they be asking me the weirdest thing. Someone asked me how to say panda in Spanish.
Panda.
We is learning how to say panda. Y'all stupid. We is learning how to say your name, nombre. How the heck you get to panda? So yeah,
she like the Spanish teacher in Community.
Yeah,
Senor Chain.
Well, imagine that your take your car in to be worked on, and the mechanic is actually Googling things before I work on your car.
Bruh, that's
they
my
do
dad.
that now too.
I'm about to say that's my dad. My dad fixes our car all the time. He'd be like, "Yeah, I just watched a couple videos. We don't need any of these parts."
Like, yeah, bro, Google some shit. That's what they do nowadays in there.
It's amazing how many things.
I think the only one I think I'd be more worried about that I know still happens are doctors and surgeons.
Surgeons.
And
That's where I would be worried.
And they literally do. They go search shit all the time, right?
That's
there.
a hell no. But remember, one of my surgeons said that right before.
Yeah, that's how I've heard
surgery,
doctors admitted to it, and surgeons admit to it.
I read the book last night. And
Like I go, like they go restudy, but they have to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a little nerve wracking.
And when he did surgery in my sinuses and stuff. Why when he came back when I woke up, I'm like super out of it for being put under, and he was like, "We couldn't find a brain." And I could not get that he was making a joke. I was like, what you mean? You didn't see my brain? I'm like, oh my gosh.
I was like, see, I wasn't wrong.
We got to start. You guys ready to start?
We are ready
All
to
right. Keeping that in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Something About the Culture. The boy, DJ Freddie Freedom, Benjammin.
Yeah.
And Danny Anthem will be here. I don't know where he's at. He's not communicating. But
hope he's okay.
Praying that the man's okay. He's probably kid problems, you know. But we have another member of the show now. Another I guess he's part of the family, been part of the family. But only through marriage though.
Only through marriage. About to be once removed.
Oh my God.
Shout out to actually one of my best friends I grew up with as a teenager, and one of my best friend's wives.
I'm the best friend.
Yeah. It's Miss Benjammin, everybody. It's Benjammin's wife. Miss Benjammin's joining the show. Welcome, Miss Jessica.
Hello, good people.
You will hear me call her both.
She ain't let me be free. She said she tagging along everything I do now.
She's going to be doing stand-up next.
Probably not.
But welcome back to the show. Welcome to the show, Miss Jessica. Everybody out there, welcome to the show. And we've been gone for almost 2 years.
I know, too long, man.
Yeah, I know you haven't seen my face in 2 years. I've been around though. Benjamin's been about 1.5 years since we've seen your lovely face.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So it's too much been going on. We haven't. Basically, it's like when you got to fart or shit and you got to let it out. That's how I feel creatively.
It's true.
And so that's why we're here. Yeah. A lot of things, man. Basically, we just kind of cut ourselves off for real. Pandemic. We did a couple of pandemic episodes.
Like, bro, I told you I got an issue, man. And I'm trying to get over it. I've been going through my self therapy.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh, self-therapy.
But no, I realize I have a problem like when like global things affect me personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I go to do stand up and then like Russia got to attacking Ukraine. I couldn't even write jokes for a few days. Like stuff bothers me when I learn about that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I couldn't get over the Ukraine stuff till I found out how racist they was being to the African students.
That too.
You know what I mean? That's what got me over. And I was like, oh, y'all don't like black people either. Forget y'all.
Fuck y'all too.
But nah, it was like even today with the Buffalo situation, you know what I mean? I was a little, had to shake it off of me to come here today.
Yeah.
But that's something I figured out I deal with. Like, man, and like, hell, COVID hit all the people, all the death and destruction around me.
Yeah.
I got to quit paying attention and get to me.
Understandable.
But that's one of my excuses that I realized about myself, and I'm getting over it.
See, at least you realized
I can't let it affect me anymore.
Yeah.
Forget y'all fools.
That's half the battle.
Half the battle is
knowing.
admitting, and then you deal with it.
And so personally, well, Miss Jessica, Miss Benjammin, how have you been? What's been going on with you? We haven't actually told you guys. I listened to the episode maybe last week, and the episode was maybe 2019, I think, right before the pandemic, I think. But episode 79, Miss Jessica was on there. But since you're joining the team now, Miss Jessica, how have you been? What's been going on since that episode?
Nothing much. I think kind of like everybody else trying to adjust after COVID and figure out what works for my life versus what doesn't work for my life. Everybody has opinions out here on what way to proceed forward and just kind of figuring out my own path. As most people know, I work in education. I've started teaching classes online, so for little ones. So if you have some little ones and you want them to learn, I do teach online.
Shout out.
There's my plug.
Hey, quickly.
Right. But other than that, nothing. Just trying to hold my kids down, make sure that Benjammin stays in a lane. It ain't even got to be the right lane, but just a lane because he always doing something extra. So that's about it. That's my life in a nutshell.
The daily life of Miss Jessica and kids and keeping Benjammin in a lane.
A lane.
And what's been going on with you, brother Benjammin?
Apparently, I'm in a lane.
You best believe you got to be in a lane because you be off road.
You're always out here in these streets.
I
gotta cut back in them streets. Actually, I realized I can't be out here doing all. Like I said, man, I be in the streets. I always say that, but I usually doing good.
Yeah.
I had to cut back, man. And that sounds weird saying, but I've been upset. People been making me mad lately.
We can't even drive a block down the street without him being like, what the are they doing? What the is going on over here? So everything somebody doing, I just be in the car, be like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I be like, Randall, you mad?
It's
you
like
been
grumpy
mad.
old man without being as old or white.
Middle-aged old man.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible.
It's pretty wild right now. So I'm trying to stay in the house. Really, I got to cut back on some stuff.
On social interaction?
Yeah.
No. You need to learn how to interact with people and behave.
I do know how to interact with people. That's the problem. I am well behaved and I do good out here in these streets. People just be out here selfish and shit, and it's pissing me off. That's
Understandable.
I'm getting up out of there. Y'all on your own.
Minding my own
Understandable,
business.
man. Here recently for me, I changed jobs. I used to work at the Cadillac dealership, I think.
Shout out to the Cadillac spot.
Shout out to this Cadillac spot. Still got my
Peace
homies
to the
up
Cadillac.
there. Now I'm out here in these streets. Where I was out here in these streets, I have work for the same company, but I used to be out in those streets 500-600 miles every day streets.
Yeah, you was going state to state.
Yeah, I was out there, pushing weight state to state. And now I work in the warehouse, which is cool because they still pay my same rate, and I don't really do anything.
Shout out.
Awesome.
Hopefully
your bosses won't listen in on this. Mr. I don't do anything.
They called me texting Friday.
Dang, you can't text at work?
Oh no, I feel bad when somebody catches me though.
Oh, I'm like, I thought that was just a given now that people text.
Oh, I don't know. I feel bad. I don't know. I wasn't doing anything. He called me.
I love that you have a conscience.
Yeah,
because you know that that's in the rules where it says in other duties as intended that not texting is probably on there somewhere.
I don't even know we have a rule book.
They don't have a rule book. Then why you feel bad if they ain't got no rule book?
I'll be like, oh,
these are just your own personal
That's the slave mentality.
I guess so.
That's the slave mentality.
The man that got you wrapped around their little finger thinking you ain't free, my brother.
See, that's what I'm saying. If they ain't got it posted somewhere, you didn't sign no disclosures, your little fingers can text all you want to. Text.
I mean,
look, why the two of us that ain't got no job out here telling a man with the job what to do and what not to do? We need to get our lives together.
That was my last job, texting the motherfucker.
Oh, that nigga ain't lying. He probably did. That's the Cadillac spot.
Texting the motherfucker.
Oh, no, but they actually created a job for me because I started once again, something else recently. I started the Basis Loaded company.
Yes.
And so I said, yeah, thank you. And so I said I wanted them to, I want to be able to go do that after I get off work. And usually I get off work till 6 o'clock at the earliest, 8, 9, sometimes midnight if I'm out there on them streets. But now, I'm in the warehouse, so I get off at the same time every day and go play with my daughter. Spend more time with my family, actually.
Amen.
That's what's up.
But they kind of created a position for me because wasn't nobody doing what I do. And so one of the main things I do, like what I do, like 6 hours of my day, is spend bottling up a top coat for nail polish. And so it comes in like this 5-liter bottle. I pour it in the machine. The machine already measures it out to 8 ounces. Put it in an 8-ounce bottle. Put the top on. Put the shrink wrap on, and wrap the label around it. And put it in a bubble bag. And put it in a box. 30 in a box. That's what I do for 6 hours a day.
Do you have to wear a mask for the smell?
No, I never.
Or you just
being
in there just getting high? It doesn't have a smell.
No.
The nail polish, the top coat nail polish, has no smell.
No, really don't have a smell. We have things that do have like acetone, alcohol, other things like that in the warehouse that do have smells. But yeah, top coat never really have a smell.
Interesting. So see, I think that when a business is willing to make a position for you, it shows that they value you.
Oh yeah,
like as a person and not just as an employee.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's how I feel too.
And that's huge. I feel like that's hard to find.
Is
out
Top Coat the name of a company, or is you saying it's literally the top coat?
It's the top coat of nail polish.
Yeah, it's like the top coat of nail polish.
Okay.
Like the clear coat, basically, of nail polish.
Okay, I got you.
I only know this because I bottle it up.
Yeah, I was confused.
He grew up with all these ladies. Like, I'm so confused how you don't know that.
I hate nail salons because they smell like
if you would have
acetone.
said clear,
bad,
if you would have said clear nail polish, I don't know what he said. I ain't never heard it just casually called top coat.
Well, there's different clear ones. Some clear ones are a base coat.
I'm in the lane.
Like, bro, I don't know the difference in all of that. Just because I was raised by around women don't mean I know all the details.
Okay, I'll give it to you. That's funny. But I think if you can find a company that's willing to respect your personal life and value you enough to do that, that's amazing.
Oh yeah.
See, I know I'm jaded because they had created a job for my mama at the Anthem, and they fired her later on.
Oh my gosh!
She started making too much money. They split her job up between 4 temps.
See,
but it was a job they created for her because she was doing some shit that they ain't ever realized to do before. She invented it to do be better.
That is true, though. I mean, churches do that too.
She was doing yellow book shit for them.
Yellow book?
Yeah, for yellow belt.
Yellow belt? That's what I thought you were talking about, like Sigma.
Yeah, Lean Six Sigma shit for them before Lean Six Sigma was invented. She saw some shit and fixed it, and they had to create a job because she was right. And then, like, they put her picture on the thing, sent it around the company and everything.
I am Anthem.
See, I was about to tell you about my job. They, this is something else. This just happened Friday, actually, when he called me texting on my phone. I was, because Wednesday when we talked, they know a lot about my daughter. They always ask about her, because she's been sick lately and whatnot. She had surgery Thursday, so he asked, everything's good. You ready for surgery tomorrow? I was like, yeah. And I said, hey, can I use I just been there a year. And I said, hey, do I have vacation days? Can I use a vacation day for tomorrow? He said, oh, Fred, we don't offer vacation days. And I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird, but all right, whatever, it's cool. I ain't going to worry about it right now. Figure something out later.
Yeah.
And they come to me Friday afternoon when he called me texting. And he said, hey, Fred, we're going to shut down early, man. We'll pay you for the full day. You can go ahead and go home. It was like maybe 45 minutes before I cut out. And I was like, oh, all right, cool. He said, hey, something else, man. He said, hey, we're going to give you a vacation day. He said, if we like you, we like the other guys, we're going to give you guys vacation days.
That's
and I was
amazing.
like, oh, cool. I was like, no. He said, yeah, man. He said, we like what you do. We like you guys just in general. He said, we like you. And I was like, that's dope. But I'm surprised nobody else has ever asked before.
About to say, like, yeah, that's like, bro, yeah.
It's amazing how many people are comfortable with just doing or accepting what is handed to them.
Yeah.
Instead of, like, wondering about more or pushing for more. Like, I think that's great. And I think that if you work at a company that's willing to work with you, that's fantastic. But I also, in your position, like you said, when they said, okay, no, there was no vacation, you would have figured it out or worked it out or whatever because they already have been working with you so much. So I get it. That's awesome.
I be jealous of people like that. I wish I was like that sometimes.
What you mean?
Like where I could just not worry about shit like that and go on. Like ignorance is bliss. Like I think there's like people,
he's talking about other people that have never asked.
Like like they're able to not worry about like they never even thought about asking for vacation days. They okay like this is where I work. I know plenty of people like that still like this is where I work. I go every single day. Yeah. Remember that you just did that news article on that old dude who was working at the same spot for what 78 years or something like that.
Dang.
Like he's been working in the same place for 70 like all his life. Like he started when he was like 15, 16 years old. He 80 something.
I remember that article.
Like dude is like I couldn't imagine working for somebody that long.
And like 5 years seems like a long time to work in the same place.
Like how do you own me for that long?
Yeah.
Like how am I like that doesn't make sense.
I think for me, it's not even about feeling like other people own me, but it's about dreams. Like for me, I feel like I'm building your dream. I'm building what you want out of life. I have my own things that I want out of life, and I want to pursue and do. Like for me, if I was teaching, I could see myself teaching for 50 years. So like I can see myself being like, okay, I've been in teaching I've already been in it for long enough. But you know what I mean? Like I could see that, but that's different. That's because that's me. That's my heart.
Yeah, that's a passion
where I am. Yeah. And so
a greater cause.
But just doing some of the other things that I do, like I love the people I work with and I love different things like that, but it's their dreams. It's their heart. I don't want to continue to like. It's great that I make money here, and I'm willing to support you. I'm all for supporting people, but 70 years of supporting you and not doing nothing to me.
That's a lot.
Hell no, y'all got me.
Yeah, I don't think you can pay me enough for like. And I say
no
that
value,
really is
there's
giving
no
up on your
money
dreams.
value for that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. There's no money value for that. Like,
but like
after
you gotta
pay
think
me
for
so
his
much, if
age
like after
range.
so while you're gonna pay me so much. Where I got to get up out of here anyway.
Like
I know
that
I want
much,
something.
like-
I know I want to do something else.
I need to be part of the company for real. You need to make me some type of
like I need to
executive.
see
like my name got to be on the
I
wall.
need a seat at the board. This has to become my dream too. It has to be
exactly.
Like I'm
for me.
invested in this mug.
Yeah.
He's an employee for
That's
that long.
No,
weird,
I couldn't
man.
be an
No.
employee anywhere. But I feel like that's how anywhere I've ever worked, I've always moved on into management positions
But think
or on
about
into other type of positions because I can't. I'm not that type of person that
Boys
can just
retired
be
from
underneath.
UPS and stuff like
That
that,
is
30,
true.
40 years. Work at the
That's
post office
insane.
40, 50 years.
You're right.
But I also
Yeah.
think
They
that
do
there's something
that.
different in the older generations because all they cared about was, taking care of their family and making sure that they was good, like financially and stuff like that, and that was it.
Yeah, we
if you
saw
had a
fences.
good job, that was it.
Yeah, he paid me what he owed me. You think I owe you something?
I feel like we are part of an in-between generation because the younger generation, they have no work ethic at all. They quit a job after 2 days. Be like, the manager looked at me sideways, and so they
that
quit.
shit's wild.
They literally have no work ethic. We're like an in-between generation where we're like, okay, yeah, we'll work for you, but we still have dreams. We're still entrepreneurs. We're still this. Like, I'm here. I'm gonna be here for a little bit of time, but this is not my end goal.
Yeah.
See, I got to get better about that in job interviews too. I think that's why they don't be trying to hire me. I be letting them know up front, like, yo, dog, I be doing other shit.
like Thugnificent.
As soon as my rap game get back on top, baby, I'm out this bitch. Like, yeah, you can come see me on Wednesday night sometimes. I'll be out the spot.
And bro, this
Stand up and
is
shit.
and my job actually. When I told them about that basis loader thing, they supported me. I
That's
said, Fred,
amazing.
that's exciting, man. Do that, yeah. And the guy told me his whole story, how he started this company, how he used to be on the road 352 days a year. I was like, yeah, I don't think my
I ain't
bastard's
in
gonna
my
go for that.
I ain't got that in me, bro.
But he started his company up from the bottom.
Yeah.
But and he supported me doing what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, man, like, yeah, tell us what we can do. They took the website down and put it in, their neighborhood group chats. And
love
we've been
that.
getting hits like that. So yeah, man. I mean,
That's dope
shout
as
out.
hell for real.
Yeah. I mean, what else? You taking a business card and giving it to everybody in your neighborhood for me, basically.
That's phenomenal. And I think that, a lot of times my bosses, just so we know, I do other things other than teach. And a lot of times my bosses will say, well, we know you're not going to be here for forever. But then with the amount of responsibility that they give me or the amount of work that I do, it almost feels like I need to be here for forever because who else is going to do this?
Exactly.
Like,
Who's gonna do this?
where are you going to find someone that's going to fill in this type of way? And so to see a company that's so willing to say, okay, yeah, we see that you might not be here forever. We're even going to invest in your dreams in this type of way, in this type of manner. That's dope.
Yeah.
Like, shoot, they trying to get me to come work there too. I'm be up in the
I told them to
warehouse,
holler at me. They need somebody to get
top
out there in the
coat and
streets
bottom
again.
coating. I'm doing it all.
I'll be out there.
Glitter nail polish.
Like a mug.
You gonna be a driver?
Yeah.
I'm talking about using the products. So. We both on 2 different pages. I'm a product tester. These acrylics is good. Look, I even learned how to speak like
They'll
the
just
Asians
wait till
in
you
the
go
shop.
to the store. You don't need to pay you. Like you paying them.
That's funny.
We But yeah, that's what I've been up to lately. Of course, Brooklyn's still hanging around, man. Almost to be 3.
I bet they still hanging around, bro. She knew.
Yeah, she still, man. You can tell that little girl go on.
I got a 15-year-old. I can say that about. That nigga still hanging around a little bit. Yo, baby, new.
And Brooklyn's still kicking it, man. Jeremiah's still kicking it. Going into his senior year of high school right now.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
he's gonna be a senior next year.
Yeah, he got a couple of awards. He's driving now. Got an award.
He's a driver?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, I'm not prepared.
He still playing football?
Yeah,
senior year.
He got an award for Junior Athlete of the Year this year.
I love that.
So he's starting out there now, too. He's out there now. I remember he was getting touchdowns and stuff before when he played.
His senior year, he's going to start.
We had high dreams of our son being a player for his school, for the high school teams, and that they were canceled.
Bro, Randall told me about that. Said y'all had to actually volunteer before he even made the team.
Correct. We made money for the team.
I still want my money, nigga.
Before he made the team.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't even got no job. I'm out there working.
We raised donations. We raised almost $2,000 in donations.
Oh, yeah.
Before he made the team. And that does not count the 6 months of practices that we had to take him to and pick him up. He was in practices for 6 months. Before he was cut off the team. Nigga, you's on this team. Hey, today, we was talking about that today. I was outside with him. We were doing some yard work. And he was like, I was like, use your strength like you had to do in weight training. When you was weight training with the baseball team, I said, oh, wait, you didn't make it. He was like, Mom, you gonna stop talking about that. You gonna stop talking about that. He was like, that's why the team has lost every game they played so far this season. And I was like, man, I promise. Some people were like, man, that was straight racist that he didn't make the team. Like, I legit told some people, and they were like, oh, that was racist. And I was like, dang, I didn't even think about that.
Dang.
He said he struggled today on his tryouts. So I cut it at that, but he's good at the game. He'll be back out there.
And that's what's up, man.
But now, I can't remember what I was about to say.
We were talking about Jeremiah. That was not cold-blooded. Why you always got to try to act like my stuff be cutthroat? He's a cold-blooded child. All of them are. I got to come with my A game. I can't be acting all upsell, suburban-y.
Bro, I didn't mind working at the concession stand at the high school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we had to work at the concession stand at Lucas Oil.
That's what I remember you telling me.
And that's clocking in for a company, making money. Like
that's a job.
That's a job. Hey, I want my money, bro. I'm sorry.
And it was so funny because when the money came in, it was like $600, and they were like arguing. They were arguing, but it was going back and forth between who was going to get it, because obviously we didn't need it anymore at that time because he had already been cut. And so I was like, well, I think it should go to the baseball program. And so I'm telling the baseball coach, like, it should go to the program. Maybe it could help another kid.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh,
and he was like, oh, no.
Black kid on the team needs some help. And they was like, oh, ain't no black kids. Give my money, man.
And then they were like, oh, we're going to send it to the robotics team, because the robotics team was who we worked with at the concession. Some of their parents worked also. But there was also some track team parents that worked, and some other, like, there were multiple parents that worked. And I was just like, y'all ain't going to keep talking about this $600 while I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to pay this thing on water bill. Like, y'all going to keep trying to spin it around for which team is going to get it, because we're about to put it on Team Benjammin and put it right on over here. Yes, it can go to Zion. It's going to go right to this food account, water account, whatever other account. Talking about some sending it all back all these different ways. Then they had the nerve to have a check from us, because they make you pay them a check. You write them a check before tryouts. You write a check for like all their uniform and all this type of stuff. So they had our check that we had sent in for him with his order form and everything. And when the day he got cut, I thought, oh, they must have just made cuts like bass cuts. But then Zion was like, nah, he cut us in the office 1-on-1 by ourselves. I'm like, why that nigga not give you back your check? Yeah. Where's my check? Man, we didn't get that check for like 2 weeks. Zion came in the room. It said to the parents of Zion. I'm like, man, what is this? I'm like, what this meant? What is this? It turned out to be my check. I was like, yeah, they better give me back my check.
I want my money for work.
Randall back to he want his money from work.
I do too. I want it for you. You're going all the way down. You guys live in Fisher. You're going to downtown Indy. Yeah.
And we had to pay for parking.
No. Down at least give you guys free.
They didn't give us. We had to pay for parking
out of
too.
Here, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
F out of here.
I ain't even get the free lunch they said we was supposed
No.
to
I kid you not. I can't make this stuff up.
Heck no.
That's so funny. But we met some good people that day. There was I had fun working with. I had fun working with some of those people.
I feel you.
Sentimental no more.
They ain't give you nobody.
Yeah, because what's gonna happen is Coach gonna listen to this episode and be like, maybe he'll rethink his antics. Or maybe he'll be like, no, that dude ain't gonna ever get on my team. But I don't know, because Zion's been acting like he was play basketball. So
nice.
And you know, with his height and stuff and his athletic ability, maybe that's the route to go. What'd you say?
I was saying I don't think it's H at the end of that word, but that's that.
So you really gonna correct me? See, this is why
I don't even hear the messed up word.
Fred,
Height.
Oh.
you know what? Did nobody ask you to say anything?
Because you married to
I'm
her.
over here. That's why I stopped. She was the one who brought it back up.
Ain't nobody asked you to say nothing. But I think my dad is going to work with him because, you know, my dad was like a basketball star.
Big basketball star.
Yes. So I think my dad is going to work with him over the summer to try to see. I mean, the basketball coach. So technically, the coaches are not supposed to, when they see a kid is trying out for another team, they're not supposed to really come and talk to them or whatever. But I guess the basketball coach caught him coming out the restroom one day. I was like, never out the restroom. I was like, what a creeper.
He knew he got cut too. Like, hey, I saw you ain't make the team, nigga.
No, it was
Come on
before
over
he
here.
got cut. It was before he got cut. He came, so he's like, man, you sure you don't want to go for basketball?
Heck, he was out there waiting like Tom Lee Jones
Come on, bro.
and Man in Black.
Come on.
But I think that to be honest with you, basketball's a sport I fully understand.
Is he good at basketball? I've never
He's
seen
never really
that.
played
He's never
like
really
that.
Played, like he's played. I took him out and played a few times.
You know our
And
kids are
as
suburban. They don't get to go out on the courts like that. Come on.
I see the boy carrying around a basketball when he outside though, so I just had to ask.
Like as he's playing in the game, he's naturally athletic.
Of course,
You know
I've
what
seen
I
him with
mean?
his shirt off. That sounded weird.
So that's his thing. He's like he runs. He's 6'5" and runs a 4.40.
Dang.
It's
You know what I mean? He's
ridiculous.
naturally athletic, so when he plays, he doesn't really, and he understands the rules a little bit. He just really don't know how to dribble.
Yeah.
And so it's a matter of getting him the ball where he
I
can
don't
just
think
stop and
Zion
shoot.
understand any rules
And he can shoot.
in life.
You know what I mean?
But
Like-
okay.
Like once you tell him how to do it, he can naturally
Yeah.
do. Like, hey man, keep your elbow in, point, jump up, straight jump shot. He'll get it down. He'll start knocking them down. You know what I mean?
Shaq.
But once he start dribbling the ball, yeah, no, not at all. And so he really just got to get that down of controlling the ball and doing what he want to do with it.
I mean,
But
maybe
like
coach
just running
could
up and down full court.
Yeah.
He'll compete because he'll block your shot. Though, like on defense. Oh, try to put it up over him, sloppy if you want to. Them arms is long as shit.
See, we might have to start recording this at you guys' place, and so I can get close with my nephew. Make sure you don't forget. Sit next to him on draft day like a white woman.
First off, those little girls.
Name Fred the first one, yeah. That's my boy.
First off, those little girls up at the school, he'd be like, yeah, they be asking me out all the time, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, for what? I said, do they even know your name? And he's like, no, mama. He's like, when the little, I guess you know how like they used to do like little surveys and stuff around the school. When we were younger, they used to do like surveys, like top this, top that. He was like, one of the big things that the girls are looking for is a black boy. Well, I'm like, oh my gosh. And he was like, and of course, you know, he's handsome or whatever.
Tall, dark,
and
and
he's
handsome.
like, tall, dark, and handsome. I'm like, and then they probably see
And
that
he's
you're
slow.
athletic. And he a little
They
slow.
know they can
so.
manipulate him.
And so I be like worried about them girls. I be
I
like,
will
oh
too,
my
yeah.
gosh, please don't, because they just don't know.
You know, they put all the classes. You know what I mean? They got certain classes in certain hallways, so they take all of like the not necessarily like all
They
the
don't have
resource,
a slow wing. They
the
don't.
Resource classes are all in one.
No,
hall.
they're not.
Yeah.
They are.
Are they
Yeah,
really?
all the resource classes are in mainly one hall, and they're all in the C hall. That's like where the art and the resource classes are. So
Oh
we had a
my
lot of classes
gosh.
in the C
I
hall.
didn't know that. I didn't
Right?
know that.
Yeah.
So his homies was called the king of the C hall.
No.
Hey,
That's like saying you're the king of the short bus.
yeah, come on.
Heck no.
And then when the next semester came and they switched up, one of the other homies had it, bro. They, like he said, he almost started fighting there. They was on his head so bad.
Dang.
Like, he was like, dude was ready to cry. He almost started crying. Like, that dude is brutal. Like he's so fucking funny. It's ridiculous.
Oh
He
man.
was like, who the king of the C hall? Damn.
That's so funny that they call him that. They also call him Preach. Like that's his other nickname is Preach. I didn't know this either.
He give him Bible quotes.
He gives them Bible quotes at school.
Chats, he sending
He'd be like, "Mama, they need it. They need it." Be out there preaching. So his nickname
He's the only good one. Like all his other friends be smoking weed and shit.
Like be doing some crazy stuff. I said, Zion, where do you find these friends? Mom, these be my friends for forever.
Like all his homies grew up and wild out. He the only one.
He the only one that acts normal. I'm like, no, Zion, these cannot be the same little kids that you have been growing up with all this time.
Oh man.
He said the dean, one of the deans or whatever, be on his head because of who he hang out with. Be waiting for him to slip up, to be doing something stupid.
He a good kid.
I'm like, I was like,
I got you now, nigga. So I'm worried about that fool.
Of course.
Waiting for him to get caught in the wrong situation. You know he gonna say something right away.
Bro, hey, I know you guys probably haven't seen the new season of Atlanta, have you?
No, I haven't even started that. I watched like the first 3 episodes and was like, I gotta wait to watch this. Like we just started watching Community.
I started watching the season last night actually.
Yeah.
So I watched episode 1. Me and Bash watched episode 1. It is interesting. The little boy gets taken from his house and put with
we don't know nothing.
A white family.
Really?
No, this ain't just a random little boy.
Episode.
Oh, okay.
Like this ain't even I don't even think he's part of the story. Like it's Ern is having a dream. Like can't think of the boy's real name now. Childish Gambino is having a dream.
Yeah.
And this is his dream. The little boy is
I'm mad he said his rap name.
Yeah.
Can't think of his real name. Gambino.
But yeah, I mean it's they take him from his family and put him with a white family because he's in class dancing. And you have to see it, man. I would love you guys to see it. It's an interesting episode.
I've heard people talking about the new season and the art, the portrayals he's putting out, and the messages that he's putting in it about the black and white stuff.
Yeah.
I just haven't gotten into the whole show yet. And I'm a fan. You know, I like him. Yeah. I like Stanfield.
Because he was dancing in class?
Yeah, so I'll tell you this first part. So he's sleeping in class. They wake him up. And the teacher says...
and you just get up and start boogieing.
No. And the teacher said, next week we're going to see a movie. And she says, we're going to see Black Panther 2. And so he gets excited. And it's a few black kids in the class. Yeah. It's a multicultural class. It's not anything to be concerned about color-wise. He jumps on the table, starts doing the dances, all this stuff. Gets into the principal's office. His mother and grandfather come in. And his mother's like, why the fuck y'all got me up here?
That's what I'm wondering too.
He's dancing in class. He's been disruptive. So give the boy detention is what she said. And so he's had detention before, whatever. I'm going too deep into this. My apologies. Anyway, they leave the office and they show a scene of the mother disciplining the kid and she's making him dance as discipline. Said, you want to dance so much.
Though, in real life. That happened in real life. There was a story about that.
Well, the whole story happened. Bashley sent me a story about what happened. I guess a real story, but the mother's making him dance as punishment, like in the hallway of the school, and the counselor sees it, and the grandfather walks up to him and slaps him 3 times. Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, I should be laughing as a teacher.
It wasn't like anything aggressive. Like he just boom, like I'm doing right now. Just that flick of the wrist. And so the mother said, now go back to class. And the counselor comes, puts her arm around him, says, we're going to get you out of there.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes. Like,
do you know what, though?
What was the real story? It was the teacher made him dance in front of everybody? Was it the teacher that made him do it?
Oh.
No, I think it was the parent. The parent made the child dance because the child thought it was funny to dance in class. And the parent made them dance at home. And when it let them stop, the child was crying.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I remember that. Now he's in the corner crying.
But doing what is that called?
The shoot. That's what he was doing.
Yeah. It was just in there crying or whatever. So, yeah, that happened in real life. I do think, though, something that you hit on, there's a couple things you hit on because you don't hit on education.
Hold on, my bad.
Now,
Can you speak into the microphone?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm still new to this, guys. Stay with me. Shush now. The couple things you speak of, I do think that there is a very different way of discipline in the black culture versus, I won't say all cultures, but in Black culture, we have a certain way of discipline. And I do think that it's very much so frowned upon by other places. So whereas if you take your child to like a Black daycare or a Black...
Bing Crosby kept his shit secret.
Yeah.
But like if you take them there, we like in a Black daycare, you're not going to get reported for giving your child a spanking. You know what I mean? Like, unless you're like really seriously abusing your child, they're not going to be like, oh, we're going to take you out of this. But if you're in some of those suburban daycares and you come up in there and spank that child, you get reported. Like, it's like all of the, so it's so interesting, the difference between culture and where you see that. So and then I think that in general in education, other races are taught to look at us as being unfit, or even our children as being like in a horrible situation, or you know what I mean, like, oh, the poor little Black kid, like, they need to be rescued.
Vernacular.
Yeah, binoculars. Is that what you said? Vernacular. I didn't hear what you said. That's why I asked.
That's a theme going on in this season also, like the way the white people talk to Black people,
like they're lesser than, or like they're slow or something like that. And see, if anything, I feel like the conversation need to go the other way with that, because I don't miss some people. I'll be like, oh, so you just so this is where we are with this, okay. But I gotta be honest, I met it all across the spectrum with all different races. But even if you look at like educational books and stuff, like when I was in school and being in school, learning things about like psychology and development and everything, they literally portray the African American race to be like, oh, this disorder is more likely in African American children. Oh, you'll see this more likely in African American families.
Yeah.
And oh, this, like, it literally, like, they program their heads, even in college, to be on the lookout for niggas. The high risk niggas, like no joke. So it makes sense to me that he's portraying that teacher is coming up like, oh, I gotta rescue you, I gotta save you. And I mean, it's the same thing that even on the infomercials you see, they gonna throw a Black kid up on there, even though there's just as many poor other race kids.
What's the homie that Everest? What you doing?
What you doing
right now? You sitting at home. Only nigga that came through for us, man.
Hey, could you move that out the way for me, please?
This. He's trying to take a picture. Oh. But I agree. I think that I'm interested more so in watching the show to see the episode and stuff and see how all that is portrayed. I also wonder, what does it look like when you take it the opposite way? I wish the episode they would do an episode like that, like where they take this kid out of the suburbans and this kid that is however and put them into, like, I don't know, a Black home or whatever, and see how that would come. Yeah, like, I think that would be hilarious to see the interaction.
This was like a nightmare.
Yeah. It probably would be in some cases. It makes me think of this one little girl I used to watch at daycare. We had gone out. We lived in North Carolina. We had taken all the kids to the zoo. It was super hot, and we had no air conditioning and thing on car. And we're driving, and we might have had air, just wasn't on yet or something. I don't know. We had put down the windows. I think we were trying to get the air to cool down. And so we're all in the car. Aaron was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm sweating, and everybody keeps saying this, I'm sweating. And the little white girl, she the only one with it. She says, she goes, oh, I'm sweating. She goes, oh, I mean, I'm sweating, and like fixed it to take off the end, to put the G on the end. It was so funny because we was going back, like we was just joking. I'm sweating. And she was saying, I'm sweating. It was I'm sweating, and then she messed up for real. She said, I'm sweating. I'm sweating. It was so funny. But I do feel like I feel like all the kids that I've watched that have been of other races have benefited from being around us in that type of way.
That's how the world works.
That it really is. It should be beneficial for everybody. Yeah.
I wrote a joke about it because I think most of the racism comes because white people don't get credit for what they do.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like, Black people, we more like, we don't do stuff in the same sense as far as meticulous as white people. I don't think they get enough credit for the painstaking detail they put into stuff. Where Black people can come along and just see it and copy it and add flair to it and make it cool. Somebody got to set the framework. White people be doing stuff.
I feel like a lot of times.
Golf. Like,
let me not say that.
Like, think about golf. Tiger Woods would have never got. That's a white man sport. Tiger Woods came in and acted a fool in that shit.
Yeah.
Bad. Like, think about like how sports work. Like, it's a like.
Hey, for real, I heard a story. It was I think it was a Alabama team, maybe a Florida team. Anyway, back in the 1960s, I want to say it was Alabama now. Back in the 1960s, Alabama was a straight white football team. And they got beat by UFC so bad. The UFC from out in California, they got beat so bad that the coach said, "Yeah, why don't we go ahead and add some black players?"
Like, come on, bro, you got to. You need to. Ain't no way in the world you surviving in them type of sports without no black people.
You can't be racist in sports. At
You
least
can't
I
be-
guess you can up to once you make it past a level.
Yeah.
Once you make it past coach.
Like it's a wrap. But that's the joke I'm working on now. It's the like racism is because they don't get credit. Because I seen the dude in the grass. We was at the park, and dude was practicing disc golf. Like he was on the soccer field, he wasn't even throwing the golf frisbee. Mm-hmm. He was just sitting there going through the rotation of the
working
throw.
his wrist.
He wasn't even like he was just twisting his body over and over and over again, standing still, stepping and making his feet was right.
Yeah, that's
and I'm
practice.
like, man, he ain't gonna get no money for playing disc golf nowhere. He just doing this shit for his pure enjoyment, just to act a fool with his friends.
Yeah,
he gonna bust their ass on these days. He gonna go out there and fuck them up.
It's like us with basketball, I guess.
Back when we was young,
Yeah, I guess so.
This is a grown ass man. This man got to be 30.
He ain't got to worry about twisting his ankles
Like,
out
bro,
there.
he had that motherfucker practicing, bro. I was like, man, look at he put into work. But I don't know. He might make a disc golf. They probably got disc golf on ESPN 7.
I think
They
the
do.
joke is interesting though because you know a lot of times people will say black people don't get credit for the inventions and the things that we have come along and created or we had a part in creating, and your joke is the opposite way that they're not getting. So I mean the joke is really I'd be interested to see how the joke comes out, but I feel like a lot of times the only thing that ever gets credit, it has to be the right time. Because it doesn't matter how early you start something if you're in the wrong time. Mm-hmm. And it also has to, like you said, you have to have a flair to it. There's a charisma about the people that become famous or for a certain thing. Yeah. There's a vibe to them that resonates with the vibe for that. And that's just how it ends up working. They're never the only person that did that. Like there was people before them that were already doing that shit.
There's nothing new under the sun for sure.
Nothing. And you was worried about how long we was going to record. Do you know?
It had to be about 40 minutes at least.
Yeah, we sitting at 43 minutes.
My goodness, are you
I started
serious?
recording maybe a minute or 2, 3 minutes before.
Yeah,
but,
I've been keeping the little tab in my head. They said 40. I've been thinking about the same thing. I was like, this nigga said he's going to tell the break at 20 minutes. He ain't said shit.
No, not on this episode. No, I was just going to, update
Just
the
ramble
people
on.
where we've been on, everything we've been on. I am about to bring the episode to an end with 45 minutes. Just make sure we can get this uploaded and test everything out. That's been our main problem with uploading is trying to technology get situated.
Yeah.
But hopefully this will be a little easier since it's just the audio and you can listen to our
Don't get to see my face.
Not
I'm
at
sorry.
all. Get to listen to this sexy voice though. But
I brought my makeup bag because I said y'all wasn't going to catch me slipping in case y'all decided to do video. I was like, they ain't going to catch me out here slipping.
Not at all.
But she got on pajama pants.
She do.
So what?
She do.
Ain't
We
nothing
do
wrong
full
with
body
that.
videos around here.
What?
So we going to see the pajama pants.
First off,
And
I'm
the
coordinated.
hospital
I got
socks.
on a Batman top with Batman bottoms, so
I did
it
those,
is
and
what it
the,
is.
And the head wrap.
And my
I noticed.
headband. I always got to match a headband. So
And hospital socks. Because he be getting
don't
his
worry
ass
about
out.
my hospital socks.
And shout out to Benjammin came through with a matching outfit also.
I do. Hey, Brad, I had these shirts on all weekend. I just happened to find this shirt today.
You gonna put all your business out there?
I ain't worried about that.
Shout out, man.
These
Oh,
shorts
my
is comfortable. Shout out.
Fred, cut
They
the
are.
episode.
Shout out to the homie
As this
Jeff.
man tells everyone he been wearing the same clothes.
Shout out to the homie Jeff So Free with the Iron sweatsuit.
Shout out to
Plug.
Soul Free.
Plug.
But yeah, this is gonna be the cast. We're gonna have Juice in. But this is the new cast. This is the new.
If that nigga call me back and say he alive,
He didn't text, but I've been looking at my phone. I ain't text nothing.
Tell
back
him we
or
gonna do a
nothing.
drive by his house when we leave here.
Like straight up.
Make sure he
His
good.
wife done laid hands on him. He laying out somewhere past out.
There's the homie bad.
Oh my
You
gosh!
think you going to do something, huh? So, all right, baby, I'll see you later. Turn around.
You stay right here.
You gonna take a nap.
Wake up, man. How was the recording? It was good, baby. You said you had a good old time.
You said you had a good time until he heard the recording and realized he wasn't home.
Exactly. He don't even listen to the show. He gonna play it at work. This was recorded this weekend.
It's a tape of her doing all our voices.
Y'all gonna leave my friend alone.
Oh,
shut the front door.
It's your boy Benjammin.
And so, Miss Jess, because you're new to the show, so the way we usually end the show, I usually give out all the information. You can find us on Facebook at Something About the Culture. You can find us over on Instagram at SATC Pod. You can find us over on Twitter at About the Culture. And once I start remembering that, I'm going to say it faster. But it's been your boy, DJ. I don't even like Freddie Freedom, man. Just call me Fred, man. Just call me Fred. I'm out here.
Just call me Fred. This ain't even Thug Nipsey.
I have you know that I did not get a whole tattoo to say freedom because you've been going by freedom for all this time. I wanted a tattoo to have freedom on it, and I did not because I was like, man, I can't have another man's name on my body. So I made a choice, a conscious choice, and now you don't want to go by freedom? Is that what's happening?
I guess I got to. It's freedom, man.
That's the pretzel name, too. All the pretzel you gonna need, freedom.
The freedom.
And this has been your boy, DJ Freddie Freedom.
Benjammin.
And Lady Benjammin. Oh, shoot, that's not my name. What's my name? My name is Mrs. Benjammin today. It might be Lady Benjammin if I get upset with this one over here. But it will be Mrs. Benjammin today. We'll see.
Get that divorce.
Lady of the streets
of Benjammin.
We still gonna be recording episodes together like ain't nothing happened. Divorce and everything, doing divorce for 5 years. Fuck
we ain't gonna be like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I ain't got that much money.
Not at all.
She gonna be in court for 50 cents. Them about 50 million.
Man, hey, thank you guys for listening. We catch you guys next week. Peace.
Peace.